the Honorable Jesse R. Albios, adopting the Drinking Water Code of Naga City, consolidating and strengthening local policies on drinking water, quality regulation, monitoring, and enforcement, consistent with national sanitation and drinking water laws and standards, and for other purposes. Item number 13, the revised draft of the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Gilda Gail Abunal Gomez, establishing the Naga City Human Milk Hub, providing for its organization, operation, and management, and appropriating funds therefore. As item number 14, the report of the Committee on Public Utilities. Item number 15, the joint report of the Committee on Laws and Ordinances and the Committee on Social Development. Item number 16, the Committee on Land Use Report. Item number 17, the report of the Committee on Organizational Development and Review. And item number 18, the revised draft of the proposed ordinance of disrepresentation, establishing a personnel rationalization policy and regulating the engagement of job order and contract of service personnel in the city government of Naga. Under new business, Mr. Chairman, as item number 6, a letter from Mr. Alan Riondanga, noted by the City Mayor, requesting for the enactment of the appropriate measure to authorize the collection of participation fee from food and non-food concessionaires participating in the Tagbuan Arts, Music, and Food Festival. Item number 7, a proposed ordinance from the Honorable Gilda Gail Abunal Gomez, renaming the Barangay Violence Against Women and Their Children Desk as the Barangay Violence Against Women, Their Children, and Gender Discrimination Desk. As item number 8, subject matter of the privileged speech of the Honorable Maria Corazon M. Peñaflor, a proposed ordinance entitled An Ordinance Promoting Responsible Digital Use, regulating access to social media by children aged 3 to 10 years old, and strengthening parental supervision and child online protection in the City of Naga. Under other matters, Mr. Chairman, is a transmittal from the Department of Interior and Local Government. The subject matter is Memorandum Circular number 2026 regarding the attendance of certain members of the National Movement of Young Legislators to the face-to-face sessions of the Special Executive Education Program for Young Legislators at the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy, National University. With the proposed inclusions, Mr. Chairman, I move for the approval of the order of business.
Any second?
Second.
Yes, Councilor Baldemoro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, with the indulgence of the Chairman of the Committee on Rules, may I request that the item number 5 of the new business pertaining to the request of the Naga College Foundation and endorsement on the request to the PRC to include Naga City as an additional testing center in the Bicol region for the next criminology licensure examination on August 1 to 3, 2026 be transferred as item number 8 of the special business order.
Reaction from the Chairman of the Committee on Rules, Councilor Rosales.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, no objection.
So that will be item number 8 of the SBO. Any other comment? Any objection to the motion? There being none, the motion is approved. Next item, please.
Next item is a letter dated June 3 from the Office of the City Mayor requesting the ratification of the memorandum agreement entered into by and between the City Government of Naga through Attorney Angel Ohastro, City Legal Officer, and Wilson Los relative to the deferment of the implementation of the third alias writ of demolition to Darab case number 4516.
Any comment? Councilor Rosales, as a lawyer, can you tell us what is alias writ of demolition?
Mr. Chairman, I believe this relates to the pending case with the Department of Agrarian Reform. The alias writ of demolition is issued in relation to a decided case, considering that some of the respondents in the case are unknown. So that is why the alias writ of the said agency issued an alias writ of demolition.
Okay,
because
thank
there
you.
are allegedly informal settlers in an area covered by a land reform program. So, Mr. Chairman, the request of the city mayor is to review, ratify, and confirm the Memorandum of Agreement dated May 22, 2026, and affirm the authority exercised by the city legal officer in executing the same on behalf of the city government, pursuant to my authorization.
Can we ratify it now?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Comment? Councilor Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Considering that there are certain commitments made in the MOA, commitments by the city government, wherein the city assumed the cost of relocation and other obligations, can we call on the head of the Humans HSDO to inform the Sangguniang as to whether we are ready to perform the commitments? Let us also remember, Mr. Chair, that there is a deadline, June 20, that next Saturday, where those commitments had to be performed. So, may I request, Mr. Chair, that
Okay,
we invite-
before we ratify this particular item, we wish to invite the head of the HSDO. Okay, please invite the head of the HSDO to the Sangguniang Panlungsod, and we wish to acknowledge the presence of City Councilor Attorney Aris Macaraig.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning.
Do you have anything to say?
Yes,
Yes, please proceed.
I have no objection to that, and with all due respect, except to one point, which is the allowing the party represented by a certain Wilson Luz to fence the property. First, Mr. Chair, the MOA was not entered into with the authority from the sheriff or the representative from the DARAB. It is as if we are implementing, the LGU is allowing the implementation of the writ, which the LGU has no jurisdiction. The LGU can only assist in the relocation, which is mostly the part of the MOA. But on the last part of the MOA, there is a provision that's saying that the city government allows the fencing of the whole property. Now, the question is, what is the whole property, Mr. Chair? There is no survey even to that, no survey given to the city government. We have an ordinance about fencing permit. Are we altogether dispensing all the requirements for fencing permit just because of this MOA? With all due respect to our beloved city mayor and esteemed Attorney Ohastro, I oppose the MOA which grants the fencing permit.
So you're just focusing on the fencing
Yes,
process?
yes, Mr. Chair, because that is beyond process. That has even no legal basis, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, City Councilor Aris Macaraig. We may as well invite the City Legal Officer.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kindly invite the City Legal Officer to attend the session. Comment from Councilor Nathan?
I was about to suggest that we invite the legal officer.
Yes, we will invite him. And then City Councilor Mendoza.
Since the city legal officer would be present, we can also ask, considering that we can only authorize the city mayor to enter into contracts, the signatory there is the city legal officer. So how would we go about it? Maybe the city legal officer can explain to us on that.
Okay, thank you. So, in the meantime, we will proceed to item number 2 of the SBO.
Next is the endorsement through a routing slip from the City Mayor's Office from Professor Charlie Nacayo, PhD, SUC President 2 of the Bicol State College of Applied Sciences and Technology, addressed to the City Mayor requesting for the passage of a resolution of commendation in favor of Mr. Christian Lanosa Kiano for placing 7th in the March 2026 licensure examination for professional teachers.
I believe we briefly discussed this matter in our closed group app. So, again, let me acknowledge City Councilor Aris Macaraig regarding his position.
And we have an ordinance for the recognition, Mr. Chair, of the achievers, and so that the prestige of the Sangguniang Panlungsod resolution will not be compromised. Of course, we extend the warmest felicitations and congratulations recognizing the achievement of the school, BISCAS. However, so not to totally, so that we could be correct, can we inquire whether the good 7th placer has resided in Naga City, despite that he is from San Fernando, Camarines? Because the requirement from the ordinance is actual residence.
Yes, precisely. That was
Now,
the
actual residence.
that was
Mr.
the
Chair.
position taken by City Councilor Dr. Jesse Albios.
That is also my position. However, Mr. Chair,
But you were
we can
telling us,
qualify.
you were telling us that when you say actually residing, it means either
Permanent or
you are
temporary, Mr. Chair.
temporarily residing in a place and you have a domicile,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
a permanent place where you can come back after studying here.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Which is mostly the situation in
That was
Naga
the reason
City.
why I fully agreed with you, because I checked the legal matter. So, in that case, what do we, how do we craft the resolution?
There are suggestion maybe.
Let us give Dr. Jesse Albios the chance to present his position.
Mr. Chair, I agree with the manifestation by the Honorable Macaraig. May I move that we refer this matter to the SP Secretariat for validation whether Mr. Christian Kinao actually resided in Naga City during his time of studying in BISCAS.
Okay, so we will not tackle this
We ask the Secretariat to verify, Mr. Chair.
until we have verified whether this student stayed in Naga City during his study at the BISCAS.
Yes,
Mr. Chair.
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
City Councilor Marcaraig.
Just so that we could already accommodate the result by next week. Maybe we could also award the same recognition to the school and the student, subject to the verification. If the verification is negative, so we only award the recognition to the school, Mr. Chair.
Okay, please take note, Madam Secretary. Councilor Nathan Serio, please.
Can the chairman of the Committee on Education be allowed to draft the proposed resolution on this matter?
By all means, given your writing capability, So the chairman of the Committee on Education will be drafting the resolution. So please take note, Madam Secretary.
And this be included in the next session.
Yeah, this will be tackled during the next session. Next item, please.
Next item is the proposed resolution authored by the Honorable David Casper Nathan Serio, congratulating and commending the Naga College Foundation, particularly the students and mentors of the College of Computer Studies for their historic run in the prestigious ASEAN AI Hackathon 2026.
Councilor Nathan Serio.
Mr. Chairman, 5 teams kang Naga College computer studies students ang nagbali sa sarong international competition ng Advanced Artificial Intelligence Hackathon 2026. And duwa sa inda ang nagland sa top 40. It is stated in one of the WARA assessments, Mr. Chairman, yung team Emberwave saka Apex Node, ang Emberwave AI for Education, ang Apex Node AI for Climate Change Resilience. Top 40 po yan. And ang pag-congratulate digdi si eskwelahan, patin si students and mentors kang College of Computer Studies. Ini nagpapahiling na ang Naga talaga. Iyo si sentro kang higher education digdi sa Bicol. Mga arong kaning mga achievements ka mga nagakralasi digdi. Kaya kung mayo man pong reservation o kaya pagkontra ang kuan, I move that we pass this resolution congratulating and commending the Naga College Foundation, particularly the students and mentors of the College of Computer Studies for their historic run in the prestigious ASEAN AI Hackathon 2026. On joint collective motion, Mr. Chairman.
On joint and collective motion. Yes, Councilor Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Previously, we discussed about a similar award to be given to a student of another school. During the deliberation, it was found out that there is an ordinance, 2011, ito pong ordinance on awards. And it states that those to be given are those included in the top 10.
By the way, let me acknowledge the presence of the City Legal Officer of the City of Naga, Attorney Angel Ohastro. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. Section 3 guidelines, it states there na pwede pong taning recognition would be top award in a national and top 3 in an international academic competition, top award in a national and top 3 in an international sports competition, top 10 placement in a government licensure and bar examination, top 5 in a national and international beauty pageant where the honoree represented Naga City, top award given by a prestigious national award-giving body, Act of Honesty. So my query, Mr. Chair, under which category would this one fall into?
Will you kindly respond, City Councilor Nathan Serio, to the question of Councilor Mendoza?
I don't think this will qualify to that ordinance. And Mr. Chair, it would be one. I think it's right time to revisit that ordinance in the light of what is happening in the city, in the education sector, na pigpo-promote ang aning intero si mga achievements hindi.
So in other words, you are saying that
As read,
as stated here in the ordinance, the accomplishment or the achievement of the Naga College Foundation cannot be recognized.
but then iba ini, Mr. Chair, AI ang pinag-uulayan tayo, di ba kung yung ordinaryong contest?
But we have an ordinance, an existing ordinance, unless we will again amend this ordinance,
We need
then your resolution will be okay.
Mr. Chair, if I
Yes, Councilor Mendoza?
may. There is another section 4, other awards, notable achievements. Baka pwedeng dyan maglaog itong recognition. Other awards, notable achievements, and other acts by any resident which are worthy of commendation to serve as a good model to others, especially among the younger generation. So considering na it is an international event, baka it would fall under section 4.
I think Section 4 will save your resolution.
Okay, then we recommend to the mayor's office to issue an appropriate citation.
Okay, so
I
with
second the motion.
on joint and collective motion. Thank you, City Councilor Nathan Serio. Next item, please.
Next is the proposed resolution authored by the Honorable Elmer Baldemoro, congratulating and commending John Lloyd Navarro, Ailey, Heidi Riolope, and Lyra Villamor, all students of the Bicol State College of Applied Sciences and Technology, BISCAS, for being winning the championship in the 2026 Archinex Young Designers.
Yes, City Councilor Baldemoro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, these three students of Bicol State College of Applied Science and Technology won the champion award in the 2026 Archinex HCG Young Designers competition held at SMX Convention Center. So may I move, Mr. Chair, for passage of a resolution congratulating and commending these three students of BISCAS.
On joint and collective motion.
On joint and collective motion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilor Mendoza.
just a manifestation. In resolutions extending recognition to achievers in the city, can we include under one of the whereases which provision of that ordinance, okay, a resolution granting awards is being invoked?
Okay, I think that will be fine. Can you include that particular whereas, Councilor Baldemoro?
Mr. Chair, I think a recognition for a particular person or organization, di na siguro kinakaipon pang isite itong section of the ordinance which qualify them to receive an award.
But we are trying to be careful here.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Chair. But then, on my side,
In this particular resolution, you are recognizing only the institution?
no, the person.
Are the persons residents of Naga City?
Yeah, yes, Mr. Chair.
Are you sure?
Of the residency, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, are they residing here in the city of Naga?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
How did you know?
Based on the submitted documents, Mr. Chair.
What if they are also residing in San Fernando?
So,
So that's the problem. I can understand the position taken by Councilor Mendoza that to be careful, we need to cite the precise section or provision of the ordinance. Councilor Mendoza?
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. My proposal is for succeeding resolution, not for the current resolution.
You are now giving us another position there. So, okay, so please make the motion, Councilor Baldemoro.
already made the motion, Mr. Chair. So, may I again move for the approval on joint and collective motion.
Joint and collective motion. Councilor Rosales?
Mr. Chairman, may I respectfully move that the Sangguniang hold an executive session in relation to the next item in the agenda. Upon the request of the city legal officer.
Item number,
Item number 6, Mr. Chair.
item number 6. But we have to go back to item number 1 with the presence here of the City Legal Officer, Attorney Angel Oastro.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. But on item number 6, he's particularly requesting for an executive session.
Okay, so kindly make the motion so that it will be formalized.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we hold an executive session.
For item number
6.
6. Yes, Councilor Baldemoro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For item number 6, Mr. Chair, could we also invite the City Engineer's Office?
The City
Engineer's Office.
Engineer's Office. So again, may I request the Secretariat to invite the acting city engineer. I think we still don't have any city engineer. The assistant city engineer. Please invite the assistant city engineer to attend the session. And so we go back to item number 1 of the SBO. Kindly read the item, Madam Secretary.
Item number 1 is a letter dated June 3 from the City Mayor's Office requesting the ratification of the Memorandum of Agreement entered into by and between the city government through Attorney Angel Oastro III, City Legal Officer, and Wilson Luz dated May 22 relative to the deferment of the implementation of the third alias writ of demolition and Darab case number 4518.
The rules are suspended. And may we request the City Legal Officer to approach the lectern. The questions?
Your Honors, may I make a preliminary statement on the agendum, Your Honors, Mr. Presiding Officer. This request for approval of the memorandum of understanding or agreement, as the case may be, between the which I signed together with the counsel for the I think petitioners in that Darab case. They were represented by Attorney Alfredo Lim, the former PAGCOR chair. The night, some context for this agreement. The night before, they tried to implement the writ of demolition against several families at Kararayan by virtue of a final and executory decision of the Darab as a quasi-judicial body. And together with a writ of demolition being implemented then by 2 sheriffs of the Darab. And they requested some police officers and some workers to conduct the demolition. So the night before that, Your Honors, I was asked by the mayor to attend to it because we anticipate that there will be, of course, physical confrontation and probably violence. So in order to avoid that situation from happening, so I was asked by the mayor to go there the next morning. I do not know about the case actually when I went there. It was only when I arrived at the area that I was able to talk to the lawyer of the farmers. And then she informed me that this was indeed a final judgment, a writ of demolition already. So I talked to the lawyer for the winning party and asked if the demolition activity could be deferred because we need to, if it indeed is a final judgment with the writ of demolition, then I said we're trying to avoid confrontation, physical confrontation, and he agreed. And based on that agreement, he made some conditions, and the conditions are there. So I said, the context of the agreement that I signed, which they prepared, by the way, Your Honors, was that the city will take care of the possible relocation of these families. Because anyway, that is the obligation of the city in cases like this. And to prepare the families for that. Well, the wordings may be somehow a bit aggressive, if you will know. But the context of that is the city is only committing to provide available relocation and other social services for the affected families. And that in case the city government fails to do that, they will proceed to execute the writ of demolition after June 20, because that was the agreed date, June 20. Yesterday, I and Mayor Lenny called for a meeting with the families again to pursue that commitment and make them fully understand what the city could provide and what will be the consequences if not. And we also invited the HSDO, the CSWDO, and the Metro Peso for the social services and possible livelihood alternatives in case there will be a relocation. So the final decision to relocate is still with the families, but we made it clear to them that we are ready to assist once they made their final decision. The MOA is only up to the commitment of the city that we have available relocation and other social services. That is the context of this agreement, Your Honors. Yesterday, before we ended the meeting, the families has almost, I think, made a decision subject to their separate legal strategy. I'm not familiar with that because it's the private lawyers who are handling. But insofar as the city is concerned, we are ready to assist the families.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Angel Ohastro. The question posed by City Councilor Aris Magaraig, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair. The last portion of the MOA has the city committing to allowing the fencing of the property at any time. That is beyond the power of the city to provide in that particular case, because this is subject of jurisdiction of the DARAB. And we have rules and requirements for the fencing permits, which is also part of an ordinance, which this MOA cannot revise or amend. So as regards the portion of the fencing of the property, I am objecting, Mr. Chair.
A reaction, Attorney Angel?
Yes, Your Honors. That fencing, actually, the understanding of that, because this is a contract of adhesion, that this was drafted by the other party while we were having that meeting in one of the restos here after the suspension or deferment of the demolition. It was my understanding that they placed the fencing provision, which could happen, should happen only after the June 20. It was never my understanding, it was never my agreement that it should be done before June 20, because if there will be a fencing before the agreed date of relocation up to June 20, that will still be a constructive eviction. So that is why it was my understanding that it could happen only after June 20. But nonetheless, even if they're going to fence it, that will still be subject to the permitting requirements of the building official, local building official, of which the building official has separate requirements for that. And I agree that I could not really bind the building official on that aspect, because they have their own requirements before they could grant the permit. even if it is the sheriff of the Darab that will implement, because the sheriff, if they're going to fence, it's not an exception that they're sheriffs that they could just simply put up fences there. They still have to follow the requirements of the law insofar as fencing is concerned. But insofar as the proper contextualization of that provision, it was my understanding that could happen after June 20. Although I may not have really noticed how they worded it at the time because of the urgency and the rush that the document has been written by the other party. So I have to agree with Councilor Aris Macarayg about that, Your Honors.
Again, Councilor Aris.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Attorney Castro. What I mean is, we can, just to move forward, Mr. Chair, we can have an understanding about this one, that since the issue is fencing, it is not an automatic authority since they have to go through the fencing permits. If they pass the fencing permit application, so be it, Mr. Chair. Just to be clear with that portion of the memorandum of agreement, that the city government is committing to that provision subject to the existing ordinances and the permitting requirements, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, City Councilor Aris Macarayg. City Councilor Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We normally grant authority to the city mayor, considering that MOA was signed by the city legal officer. Can the corresponding authorization or delegation be attached to the MOA, authorizing the city legal officer to sign the memorandum of agreement and upon authority in direction of the city mayor?
Attorney Oastro, please.
Because of the urgency at that time to respond, the mayor has not issued a prior authorization for me. In fact, I think she was going to legal already at the time, and then she went to Manila afterwards. So whatever authorization that could be issued to me by the mayor, the authorization was verbal when it was issued the night before, and iterated the next morning, early morning. So if there will be a written authorization requirement, then it will be a post facto authorization.
And will that be okay?
Yes, it will be a confirmation only, confirmation authorization.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, where is the representative coming from the HSDO? Okay, okay, so... Yes, Councilor Mendoza? Can we now ratify this, given the pronouncements made by the city legal officer?
To clarify further, so in effect, we would be authorizing the city mayor to enter into that MOA and confirming her delegation of, to sign the MOA, the city legal officer. So it would be a two-step authority, Mr. Chair. Initially, we would authorize the city mayor to enter into that MOA, and then authorize her to delegate, given the urgency of the situation at the time that agreement was forged.
A reaction from the city legal officer?
Ratification.
Yes, Your Honors, it could be that way. Anyway, it's quite obvious that this is a confirmation of what has been done because this event has already happened. So, if the Sangguniang grants that authority for the mayor and affirming the delegation of authority to me.
Thank you, Attorney Ohastro. Reaction from Councilor Aris and then Councilor Nathan.
That the ratification of the memorandum of agreement, I have no objection, and the only that with the understanding that the fencing will go through the permitting process as per existing regulations and ordinances, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. City Councilor Nathan Serio, please.
I have the same position with Councilor Aris. Maybe we can task the executive branch to relay our position here that while we allow fencing of the property per agreement signed, it is not automatic that they can fence. They have to apply for...
They have to get the permission coming
Yes,
from the building official.
But then it should be clear to them. Yun si requirement na digdi.
So, can we include that in the ratification
Perhaps we can task the
document?
legal office to relay para aram niya na kung ano sasabihin.
Yes.
Yes, City Legal Officer, Attorney...
Yes, we
Angel?
can do that. You can do that, Mr. Chair. But at the same time, the provisions of the law and the rules regarding fencing permits are already deemed written also in this MOA, even if it is not so expressly so provided. In all types of contracts, it is it's a recognized principle that all laws and applicable rules are deemed written also, even if it's not so expressly provided.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Mendoza, do you have any comment?
Given the deliberation, Mr. Chair, I move that we, on joint and collective motion, that we ratify the agreement and integrating therein the recommendations raised during this plenary session. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? Councilor Rosales?
Just to add to the motion, we also include in the resolution the confirmation of authority exercised by the city legal officer in executing the memorandum agreement on behalf of the city government pursuant to the authorization of the city mayor, as worded in the request, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So, any objection to the motion? No objection? The motion is approved. We will suspend the session.
authorizing her to enter into, negotiate, and sign the memorandum of agreement with Villaveta Land Corporation relative to the city's effort to facilitate buyers' identification, endorsement, sale, and disposition of the housing units to qualified employees buyer.
By the way, shall we not tackle the item we discussed in the special session now? Councilor Rosales?
We've already disposed it during the executive session. Mr.
So that
Chairman.
was the decision now?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We proceed to the next item.
Okay, thank you. So, any reaction from the members of the council?
Mr. Chairman. Housing. Chairman.
Councilor Doc Jesse Albius?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I believe this is connected with the employees housing project in Barangay Pakul, Mr. Chairman. Last Thursday, we had the Committee on Housing hearing, and we discussed the information with regards to the housing project of the city government for the employees. So, may I move for the passage of a resolution authorizing the city mayor to enter into, negotiate, and sign the memorandum of agreement with Villaveta Land Corporation relative to the city's efforts to facilitate buyer identification and endorsement, sale, and disposition of the housing units to qualified employee buyers, financing and home development fund or pag-ibig fund, coordination, loan and sales documentation, and other related project implementation support. So move, Mr. Chair.
Joint and collective?
Joint collective.
Next item, please.
Next is a communication from the Camarines Sur National High School requesting for commendation and support for the Master Dengue Slayer 2026 is ASEAN Grand Finals in Singapore. Attendance of the three students.
Reaction? Councilor Serio?
We already verify it, and the first, Mr. Bajong is from Bagong Bayan Sur, Moral is from Bagong Bayan Sur, and Coronel is from Barangay Calawag.
Okay.
With the information validation coming from the Secretariat, Mr. Chair, I move that we pass a resolution commending, expressing commendation and support to the Master Dengue Slayer 2026 Grand Asian Finals, to the 3 students of Kamhay for their for being awarded the first place during the Master Dengue Slayer 2026 Philippines Finals. So move on your collective motion.
On joint and collective motion.
Mr.
Next
Chair,
item, please.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilor Mendoza.
can we include among the recipient the school itself?
Okay.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Yes, I agree with the suggestion of
Okay. Next item. Item number 8.
The item number 8 is a letter dated June 3 from Ms. Marilyn Balares of the College of Criminal Justice Education of the Naga College Foundation, seeking support in endorsing their request to the Professional Regulation Commission, PRC, to include Naga City as an additional testing center in the Bicol region for the next criminology licensure examination on August 1st to 3.
Reaction from the chairman of the Committee on Education, City Councilor Serio.
I think there's nothing wrong with the request of the NCF that the examination for criminology licensure examination be held here in Naga City, particularly at Naga College Foundation's campus.
Okay, so,
So,
please make the necessary motion.
I move that we support, we pass a resolution supporting the request of NCF on this matter.
Again, on
On joint
joint and collective motion. Yes, Councilor Baldimoro?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, we always supporting the Naga College Foundation for conducting the criminology examination here in Naga City. However, Mr. Chair, there is the school need an assistance from the city government of Naga. So may I suggest, Mr. Chair, that the resolution be concurred by the city mayor.
Okay. So, kindly make a motion that there should be a mayoral concurrence.
May I move for an amendment to the motion of the Honorable Sergio to for the city mayor to concord in the said resolution.
Any second? Any objection? There being done, the motion is approved. And then the first motion of Councilor Sergio, no objection. So the motion is also approved. Next item, please.
Under unfinished business, item number 1 is the notice of promulgation in the administrative case Cristina Colliantes Terrenal, complainant, versus Punong Barangay Domingo L. Ramos, respondent, for grave misconduct, conduct prejudicial to the best interest of service and oppression.
Councilor Attorney Rosales.
Mr. Chairman, we have already decided this case last session, and may I just move that the copy of the decision be furnished to the parties in this case for their information.
Any second?
Second.
Any objection? There being done, the motion is approved. Next item.
Next item is a letter dated June 3 from Frederick Santa Maria Villacaceres Hotel Bingo Boutique Manager, informing that in reference to their application for the renewal of their franchise to operate, they are still awaiting the approval of FAGCOR and their application for the change in operator.
We take note of this particular item.
Next is a letter from Ms. Gunay, I-Governance Program Director, submitting public feedback generated from the city's different social media platforms on the proposed ordinance authorizing the grant of medical allowance to employees of the city government of Naga.
Again, Councilor Frank Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That matter is pending with the Committee on Appropriations, so I move that the same be referred to the said committee.
So this will be referred to the Committee on Appropriations.
Next is the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Francisco Mendoza, revising and updating the rules, procedures, and criteria for the issuance of special use permits, and amending for this purpose the relevant provisions of ordinance number 20,071, otherwise known as the revised zoning ordinance of Naga City.
Again, Councilor Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That matter has been deliberated upon by the committee, and there are other revisions, so we just take note of the same.
So we will take note of this particular item. Next item, please.
Next is a letter dated June 3, received through electronic mail from Mr. Richard Falmiano, Administrative Officer of the Naga City People's Council, requesting, first, the response of the Sangguniang Panlungsod to the comment and recommendation previously submitted concerning the proposed AI ordinance entitled An Ordinance Governing the Ethical Use of Artificial Intelligence in all creative and artificial projects and programs and cultural and heritage promotions of the City of Naga, ensuring the protection of local creative practitioners, cultural workers, and heritage advocates from artistic and economic displacement, and a copy of or a list of the resolutions and ordinances numbers related to heritage conservation, cultural heritage promotion, and other heritage-related policies enacted by the Sangguniang Panlungsod.
Reaction to this particular item from the chairman of the Committee on Culture and the Arts. City Councilor Nathan Sergio, please.
We direct, Mr. Chairman, the Secretariat to provide the list being requested under item number B. Item B, the letter of Mr. Palmiano. So we direct the Secretariat to provide. said
Okay,
list.
so we will be directing the Secretariat to provide all the items being requested
Yeah.
by Mr. Palmiano.
And as to item A, we take note of this and refer this to the committee, handing the proposed ordinance cited.
What committee is handling this? The Committee on IT?
Parang IT. Dahil
Okay.
na ko eh.
Thank you. Next item, please.
A proposed ordinance sponsored by the Honorable Jesse R. Albios, creating the positions of Zoning Officer 4, Salary Grade 22, and Zoning Officer 2, Salary Grade 15, under the Zoning Administration Division of the City Planning Development Office, defining their functions and qualifications, standards, and providing the necessary funds therefore.
City Councilor Dr. Jesse Albios.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is part of the report of the Committee on Organizational Development.
Okay, so this will form part of the report of the Committee on Organizational Development. Next item, please.
Next is the committee report of the Committee on Housing and Settlement for the hearing last June 4.
Committee on Housing and Settlements. The report will be rendered by City Councilor Dr. Jesse Albios.
Mr. Chair, may I request acknowledgement of the report of the Committee on Housing and Settlements.
Your report is duly acknowledged.
The committee hearing was held on June 4, 2026, and there was a quorum.
There was a quorum. Thank you.
First item, the letter dated June 1, 2026 from the Office of the City Mayor seeking for the passage of a Sangguniang Panlungsod resolution authorizing the City Mayor to enter into, negotiate, and sign the Memorandum of Understanding with the Home Development Mutual Fund relative to the implementation of the cooperative framework for housing development and end-user housing loan facilitation. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
On motion of the Honorable David Casper Nathan A. Serio, duly seconded by Honorable Valdemoro and Honorable Jokno, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the passage of a resolution authorizing the City Mayor to enter into, negotiate, and sign the Memorandum of Understanding with the Home Development Mutual Fund relative to the implementation of the cooperative framework for housing development and end-user housing loan facilitation. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
That ends the report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, City Councilor Dr. Jesse Albios. Next item, please.
Next is the proposed ordinance sponsored by the Honorable Hilda Gil Abunal Gomez, institutionalizing the annual LGBTQIA+ commitment ceremony in the city of Naga, providing guidelines for its implementation for other purposes.
Yes, City Councilor Dr. Gail Abunal Gomez.
Mr. Chair, this is pending under the Committee on Women, Family, and Gender.
Committee on Women,
Family and Gender.
Family, and Gender. By the way, what does A mean here? We have LGBTQ. What's I?
Asexual, LGBT, queer, intersex, and asexual, Mr. Chair.
A is asexual.
Asexual.
Okay. Thank you. Next item.
Next is a letter dated May 28 from Mr. Numeriano Rodrin, President and COO of Eternal Gardens, requesting for inclusion in the Sangguniang session their application for reclassification of land on their properties located in Barangay Panikwason.
City Councilor Dr. Albios.
Chair, may I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Land Use?
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved. Next item, please.
Next is a letter from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources acknowledging the technical evaluation report of the Panikwason Farmers Association, represented by its president, Ms. Cristina Timbal.
Again, reaction from the chairman of the Committee on Housing and Settlement, Councilor Doc Jesse Albios.
Yes, Mr. Chair, this is pending before the Committee on Land Use.
Pending with the Committee on Land Use. Next item, please.
Next is a proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Francisco M. Mendoza and co-authored by Honorable Hilda Gay Labonal Gomez, an ordinance establishing the Naga City Super Health Center at Barangay Concepcion, Pequeña de City.
Councilor Frank Mendoza.
That matter is included in the report of the Committee on Health, Mr. Chair.
So this is part of the report of the Committee on Health. Next item, please.
Next is the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Jesse R. Albios, an ordinance adopting the Drinking Water Code of Naga City, consolidating and strengthening local policies on drinking water, quality regulations, monitoring and enforcement consistent with the National Sanitation and Drinking Water Laws and Standards, and for other purposes.
Again, City Councilor Doc Jesse Albios.
Yes, Mr. Chair, this is pending before the Committee on Health and Nutrition.
Still pending with the Committee on Health and Nutrition. Next item, please.
Next is the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Hilda Gay Labonal Gomez, an ordinance establishing the Naga City Human Milk Hub, providing for its organization, operation, and management, and appropriating funds therefore.
City Councilor Dr. Gay Labonal Gomez.
Mr. Chair, this proposed ordinance is tackled under the Committee on Health and Nutrition.
Okay, thank you. Next item, please.
Next is the committee report of the Committee on Public Utilities on the hearing last June 4.
The Committee on Public Utilities, and the report will be rendered by City Councilor Dr. Jesse Albios.
Chair, may I request acknowledgement of the report of the Committee on Public Utilities.
Your report is duly acknowledged.
The committee hearing was held on June 4, 2026, and there was a quorum.
There was a quorum. Thank you.
First item is the Barangay Ordinance number 2026-001 of the Sangguniang Barangay of San Isidro, Naga City, designating a temporary terminal for jeepneys and tricycles at a private property located at Zone 3, San Isidro, Naga City. May I move to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
On motion of the Honorable David Casper Nathan A. Serio, duly seconded by Mr. Ramos, the committee resolved to favorably refer Barangay Ordinance number 2026-001 of the Sangguniang Barangay of San Isidro, Naga City, designating a temporary terminal for jeepneys and tricycles at a private property located at Zone 3, San Isidro, Naga City, to the Committee on Laws and Ordinances for its review and appropriate action. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Item number 2 is letter dated 21 May 2026 from Mr. Arturo F. Abunal, GSO Head, forwarding a proposal from Edotco Towers Incorporated, a leading integrated telecommunications infrastructure service provider, for a pilot project, the lamp pole solution, to provide a small cell solution to the telecommunications operator using lamp poles in the city of Naga. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
On motion of the Honorable David Casper Nathan A. Serio, duly seconded by Mr. Ramos, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the passage of a resolution authorizing the city mayor to enter into, negotiate, and sign the memorandum of understanding with Idotco Towers Incorporated in relation with the implementation of the small cell lamp pole solution project in the City of Naga, subject to the review of the City Legal Office, the General Services Office, Information Technology, and the City Engineer's Office. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Comment? Councilor Rosales?
After the reading of the...
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman.
Councilor Rosales?
For item number 1 of the report, may I respectfully move that instead of referring it to the Committee on Laws and Ordinances, be referred to the Committee on Transport.
Item number 1 of the report being rendered by Councilor Albius.
Was it correct that it's
Barangay Ordinance.
yeah. The disposition is to refer it to the Committee on Laws and Ordinances. But this refers to a barangay ordinance on the designation of a transport terminal for jeepney and tricycles. I believe the appropriate committee would be the Committee on Transport.
Any reaction from
At any rate, Mr. Chairman, the Sangguniang barangay cannot, by way of ordinance, designate transport terminals. It is within the jurisdiction of the city government through a city ordinance. So the ordinance is invalid. It need not be referred to my committee, but the propriety of its designation could be best identified by the Committee on Transport.
so that
Mr.
will
Chairman.
be referred to the Committee on Transport.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Councilor Mendoza.
Mr. Chair, to dispose of the ordinance from that barangay, the only power of the Sangguniang Panlungsod is to determine whether an ordinance was passed within their powers. We do not inquire whether kung ano man si justification ninda. We only inquire whether si ginibukang barangay is within their powers. If it is within, then it's valid. Based on the statement of Councilor Rosales, he said that only the city can designate terminals. By that statement, it means that it is beyond the powers of the barangay to set or to designate terminals. So outright, we can say that that ordinance is inoperative, or is it invalid?
Invalid.
Is invalid.
Yes, Councilor Attorney Rosales.
I agree, Mr. Chairman, with the Honorable Mendoza. So may we just return barangay ordinance with the request that they just pass a resolution requesting the city government to pass the necessary measure to amend the particular provision of the local public transport route plan.
So we will withdraw the original proposal of the...
My suggestion, Mr. Chairman, is instead of referring it to the Committee on Laws and Ordinances, we return it already to the...
Yes, precisely. So we will withdraw that particular motion and then
declare it invalid, Mr. Chairman.
declare it invalid.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Councilor Baldimoro.
Mr. Chair, my suggestion is to amend or reconsider the disposition of the committee, and instead of saying that it is not valid, we just write a letter to Sangguniang Barangay of San Isidro that instead of an ordinance, just to pass a resolution requesting the city government of Naga for their request for a temporary terminal.
Okay, so we will have to modify the disposition of the committee.
And then instead of
And then-
stating that it is not valid, we just
We will refer this back to the barangay
to
and
send
then advise
a
them
letter,
to come up with
a resolution
resolution.
requesting the city government for a temporary terminal.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Balimoro.
Sir
Yes, Councilor Aris Macaraig.
To cut the circuitous requirements, can we just treat the same as the request already, Mr. Chair? And while not approving their ordinance, just noting their ordinance without declaring it invalid, we treat the ordinance as a request for the city government to designate a temporary terminal unless they have objection that we treat it as a request.
So
Mr.
we
Chair.
will just take note.
We take note and we take action, Mr. Chair, because it is already a request. If by the looks of it, they are already needing the terminal, why do we have to send it back to them?
Any reaction from Councilor Balimoro?
Mr. Chair, although the intention is for the request for a temporary terminal, however, Mr. Chair, the legislative action of Barangay San Isidro is in the form of ordinance. So we could not approve the ordinance. Instead, we should write them to change it into a resolution. So although same intention, but the form or the request is in the form of an ordinance, so that the Sangguniang could not approve.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilor Mendoza.
just to summarize all the comments on this matter,
Circuitous.
the disposition, Mr. Chair, we can just return the said ordinance to the barangay without action, with the information that that the same would be considered as a recommendation to the city government for the establishment of a terminal in the designated place, and the same would be referred to the Committee on Transport. So
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Will that be okay with you?
I submit, Mr. Chair.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so we have that motion coming from Councilor Mendoza. Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Under
Next
additional
item.
disposition, Mr. Chair, on item number 2 is resolve further to favorably recommend to the Office of the City Mayor to pursue the establishment of the pilot projects as proposed by Idotco Tower Incorporated.
Any
moved,
second?
Mr. Chair.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
That ends the report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. City Councilor Doc Jesse Albios. Next item, please.
Next is the committee report of the Committee on Laws and Ordinances, jointly with Social Development.
Committee on Laws and Ordinances, jointly with Committee on Social Development. To be rendered by City Councilor Attorney Oying Rosales.
Mr. Chairman, may I move for the acknowledgement of the report for the meeting held June 3, 2026.
Your report is duly acknowledged.
There was a quorum, Mr. Chairman. May I proceed to the first item?
So there was a quorum. Thank you.
The first item is a transmittal dated April 8 from Punong Barangay Jackie Villaferte of Barangay Peña Francia, transmitting Barangay Ordinance number 2026-1 for review. An ordinance entitled an ordinance providing medical assistance in the form of medicines to persons with disabilities of Barangay Peña Francia. May I proceed to the disposition on the first item, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
On motion of the Honorable Baldemoro, duly seconded by Mr. Gonzaga, the committee resolved to recommend to the plenary the passage of a resolution declaring valid Barangay Ordinance number 2026-1, entitled An Ordinance Providing Medical Assistance in the Form of Medicines to Persons with Disabilities of Barangay Peña Francia. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second?
Second.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The second Barangay Ordinance is Barangay Ordinance number 2025-1, series of 2025, granting burial assistance to persons with disabilities of Barangay Peña Francia. May I proceed to the disposition. On motion of the Honorable Baldemoro, duly seconded by Mr. Gonzaga, the committee resolved to recommend to the plenary the passage of a resolution declaring valid Barangay Ordinance Number 2025-1 entitled An Ordinance Granting Burial Assistance to Persons with Disabilities of Barangay Peña Francia. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
Second.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The second item is a letter dated March 25 from Punong Barangay Ronald Duntok of Barangay Liboton, transmitting Barangay Ordinance Number 2026-2, 2026-3, 2026-4 for review. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
On the first Barangay Ordinance requiring owners, operators, or managers of boarding houses, apartments, Airbnb, and other rental facilities to install functional CCTV systems. On motion of the Honorable Baldemoro, duly seconded by Mr. Gonzaga, the committee resolved to recommend to the plenary the adoption, the passage of a resolution declaring Barangay Ordinance Number 26-2 as valid. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
On Barangay Ordinance Number 2026-3 regulating noise and sound system emissions in Barangay Liboton, the committee resolved to defer consideration of the matter and return the said Barangay Ordinance to incorporate the inputs and recommendations made by the committee during the hearing on the matter. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The third Barangay Ordinance is entitled an ordinance strengthening solid waste management, promoting environmental protection, and instituting proper segregation, collection, disposal, and recycling of waste. On motion of the Honorable Baldemoro, duly seconded, the committee resolved to recommend to the plenary the passage of a resolution declaring it valid. I so
Any
move,
second?
Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The third item is a letter dated March 25, 2026 of Punong Barangay Ronald Duntok of Barangay Liboton, transmitting Barangay Ordinance Number 2026-1 and Barangay Resolution 2026-5 for review. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
As to Barangay Ordinance Number 2026-1, establishing a comprehensive barangay tax and revenue code providing for the imposition of fees and charges on businesses, activities, services, and use of barangay facilities, the committee resolved to defer consideration of the matter and return the said barangay ordinance with a request that the ordinance, together with its implementing toolkit, be submitted first to the City Treasurer's Office for review and their appropriate endorsement. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
As to Barangay Resolutions 2026-5, 2026-6, the committee resolved to take note of the matter as it had already been discussed by the Committee on Appropriations. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The fourth item is a letter dated April 22, 2026 from Punong Barangay Gerald Grito, submitting 3 barangay ordinances for review. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
The first barangay ordinance, entitled An Ordinance Imposing Curfew Hours for Minors within the Territorial Jurisdiction of Barangay Concepcion Grande from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., providing guidelines for its implementations. The committee resolved to defer consideration of the matter and return it to the barangay government of Concepcion Grande for the incorporation of the inputs and recommendations raised by the committee members. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second?
Second.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The second barangay ordinance number 3, series of 2026, entitled An Ordinance Enacting Parental Responsibility, providing guidelines for children's well-being, prescribing penalties for prohibited acts, and establishing comprehensive programs on positive parenting, child protection, and community education, and providing for its local implementation in Barangay Concepcion Grande, the committee resolved to defer consideration of the matter, return it to the said Barangay Council for revision and incorporation of the suggested amendments proposed by the committee members. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
On Barangay Ordinance Number 4, Series of 2026, entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Barangay Violence Against Women Desk, designating a VAUSI desk officer and providing guidelines for its operation, the committee resolved to defer consideration of the matter, return the same to the said Barangay Council for incorporation of the inputs and recommendations raised during the said committee hearing. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The fifth item is a letter dated February 20, 2026 of Punong Barangay Felix Largo, submitting Barangay Ordinance Number 2025-3 of the said barangay for review. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
The committee resolved to recommend the return of the said barangay ordinance to the Barangay Council and recommend its conversion into a barangay resolution. This pertains, Mr. Chairman, to a request in the form of an ordinance. An ordinance requesting the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Naga to grant a franchise to the Santa Cruz E-Trike Operators and Drivers Association. So the committee recommended that it be converted into a resolution. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The second disposition is to await the submission of the barangay resolution for its proper endorsement to the Committee on Transport for their appropriate action. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The sixth item is a letter dated February 16 from Punong Barangay Felix Largo, submitting the proposed ordinance promulgating and regulating the conduct and operation of Santa Cruz Pedicab Operators and Drivers Association Code of 2018 to 2022, 2018-2002. For the disposition, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, please.
the committee resolved to defer consideration of the matter, return the same to Barangay Santa Cruz for the incorporation of the recommendations made during the committee hearing. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The seventh item is a letter dated May 13 from Barangay Igualdad, endorsing a revised barangay ordinance entitled An Ordinance Acknowledging and Establishing the Official Logo of Barangay Igualdad, Naga City for official and ceremonial use. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
The committee resolved to recommend to the plenary the passage of a resolution declaring valid the said barangay ordinance. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
The last item is a letter dated May 25 to 2026 from Barangay Lerma, submitting Barangay Ordinance Number 2026-1, an ordinance prohibiting any tampering with, destroying, disabling, or gaining unauthorized access to CCTV cameras owned by the Barangay Government of Lerma, and providing penalties therefore. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, please.
On motion of the Honorable Valdemoro, duly seconded, the committee resolved to recommend to the plenary a passage of a resolution declaring valid the said barangay ordinance. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
That ends my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, City Councilor Attorney Oying Rosales. Next item, please.
Next is the committee report with Committee on Land Use for the hearing last June 4.
Committee on Land Use. The report will be rendered by City Councilor Doc Jesse Albios.
Mr. Chair, may I request acknowledgement of the report of the Committee on Land Use.
Your report is duly acknowledged.
The committee hearing was held on June 4, 2026, and there was a quorum.
There was a quorum. Thank you.
First items, letter dated 20 May 2026 from the City Legal Office containing their legal opinion relative to the interpretation and application of Section 20A of the Local Government Code of 1991 in relation to the pending application for land reclassification before the City Planning and Development Office. May I move to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
The committee resolved to take note of the legal opinion of the City Legal Office. So move.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Item number 2, letter dated 28 April 2026 from the City Planning and Development Office containing their evaluation of the documents submitted by Ms. Francia Buena relative to her application for special use permit for Black Ball Sports Bar located at Carnation Street, Naga City Subdivision. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Considering the favorable recommendation of the City Planning Development Office and having complied with all the required documents on motion of the Honorable Alan Reyes C. Macaraig, duly seconded by Honorable Mendoza, Honorable Serio, and Engineer De Los Reyes, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the passage of a resolution approving the application for special use permit by Ms. Francia Buena for Black Ball Sports Bar located at Carnation Street, Naga City Subdivision, Barangay Triangulo, Naga City, subject to the following conditions. Number 1, adequate space and lighting shall be properly ventilated and maintained under satisfactory sanitary conditions at all times. Number 2, shall be fully soundproof. Number 3, adequate parking spaces for vehicles, dressing rooms for ladies, a clean kitchen, regularly sanitized and separate lavatories for male and female, emergency lights, medical kits and communication facilities, fire exits, firefighting equipment, and adequate soundproofing shall be provided by the owner or operator. And number 4, the building or premises shall be certified safe and suited for the purpose by the city engineer and the city health office. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? We also approve a resolution, and I think this was a few weeks ago, regarding the Starlight. Councilor Albius, don't you think this is also similar to that particular case?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The locational clearance, such as this, the application for special use permit, is the first phase of the application for mayor's permit, Mr. Chair.
Yes, because the mayor reacted to that particular decision. So we will come up with this resolution. Yes, Councilor Aris?
Yes, Mr. Chair. With regard to the other establishment, Mr. Chair, there were findings of violations. That's why the actions taken by the Office of the City Mayor only coincides with the violations, Mr. Chair. This is a new application,
Okay.
and there are conditions in which mostly were already complied, and
So this particular entity is just applying,
yes, Mr.
and we are setting the conditions which should be
No, Mr.
complied
Chair,
with.
I'm sorry. That was for the other applicant. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. This particular can be explained by the chair.
This applicant, Mr. Chair, she will be using the same business establishment for the same purpose. There is an existing owner of that particular business establishment, Mr. Chair, and the barangay and the city planning office evaluated that there are no residential there is no residence in that particular area of
No
that
complaints
commercial.
have been made.
Yes, Mr.
No
Chair.
reactions have been also made.
No violation.
Yes, Mr. Chair. The punong barangay attested that in the said area, there are no residential areas.
So in this case, the particular entity is just asking for the mayor's permit,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
and you set the conditions for the release of that permit.
The conditions is based on the recommendation of the City Planning and Development Office who reviewed the application of Mrs. Francia Buena, Mr. Chair.
Again, City Councilor Aris Macaraig.
Yes, Mr. Chair. We have this ordinance for special use permit, which requires establishments such as these to undergo the requirements of the special use permit ordinance. Now, that ordinance is now being amended by the proposed ordinance of City Councilor Frank Mendoza na enumerating the establishments which requires limiting the establishments which requires special use permits, such as funeral parlors, gasoline stations, excluding still including the bars and Dana.
Excluded.
In the proposed ordinance, which may as well better be explained by
Thank you, Councilor
Councilor
Aris
Frank.
Macaraig. Councilor Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Actually, that application does not require a special use permit because that particular activity is permitted within that zone. I think that is commercial zone that is located just before you enter the parking area of SM. Kadakol na po mga establishment naman na similar. And per statement of our acting zoning administrator, based sa zone, that particular activity is permitted. So actually, it doesn't need a special use permit. Just apply for a locational clearance with the city planning office, and they would check the zoning map, and if it is allowed there, then that would be permitted. Naging practice lang kaya na pag video bar o inuman, nakuha ng special use permit. But that is not actually necessary, Mr. Chair. Kung permitted sa zone, no need for a SUP. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Mendoza. Reaction from Councilor Albius.
Yes, Mr. Chair, given the manifestations of the Honorable Mendoza that the application of Ms. Francia Buena is legal, considering that the area is under the commercial area, Mr. Chair. So may I reiterate the previous motion for the approval of the said application.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Item number 3 is letter dated 20 May 2026 from the City Planning Development Office containing the evaluation of the documents submitted by Ms. Bianca Guerrela Acabado relative to her application for special use permit for the proposed Noctis Resto Bar located at Unit 10 of Bob Hub Commercial Complex, Karangan, San Felipe, Naga City. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Considering the favorable recommendation of the City Planning and Development Office and having complied with all the required documents, on motion of the Honorable David Casper Nathan A. Serio, duly seconded by Honorable Mendoza, Honorable Macaraig, and Engineer De Los Reyes, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the passage of a resolution approving the application for special use permit by Ms. Bianca Acabado for Noctis Resto Bar located at Unit 10, Bob Hub Commercial Complex, M. Factora Avenue, Clupa, Karangan, Barangay San Felipe, Naga City, the same conditions as earlier stated in the application of Ms. Francia Buena. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Thank you. That's the end of the report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, City Councilor Doc Jesse Albius. Next item, please.
Next is the committee report of the Committee on Organizational Development and Review on the hearing last June.
Committee
4.
on Organizational Report and Review. Again, City Councilor Doc Jesse Albius will be rendering the report.
Yes, Mr. Chair, there is still a item number 4 under the report of the Committee on Land Use.
That's part of the Committee on Land Use report.
Now,
Item number 4.
Yes, the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Francisco M. Mendoza, revising and updating the rules, procedures, and criteria for the issuance of special use permit, amending for this purpose relevant provisions of ordinance number 2000-071, otherwise known as the revised zoning ordinance of Naga City. May I proceed to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
On motion of the Honorable David Casper Nathan A. Serio, duly seconded by Honorable Mendoza, Engineer De Los Reyes, and Honorable Macaraig, the committee resolved to defer consideration of the matter and request the comments from the City Planning Development Office to be submitted within 10 days upon receipt hereof. The proponent already submitted the revised copy of the proposed ordinance, so may I move that we direct the Secretariat to provide the City Planning Development Office with a revised copy and the comments within 10 days upon receipt hereof. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
That ends the report, Mr. Chair.
So that is the final end.
Next is the
Next
committee
item,
report
please.
of the Committee on Organization and Development and Review.
The report will be rendered by City Councilor Doc Gail Abonal Gomez.
Mr. Chair, may I request acknowledgement for the Committee on Organizational Development and Review.
Your report is duly acknowledged.
The committee hearing was held last June 4. There was a quorum, Mr. Chair.
There was a quorum. Thank you.
The first item is the letter dated May 11 from Mr. Anselmo Manio containing their technical feedback on the creation of zoning administration positions in the City Planning and Development Office. May I... And together with that, Mr. Chair, is a proposed ordinance sponsored by the Honorable Jesse Albius creating the position of zoning officer under the Zoning Administration Division of the City Planning and Development Office. May I go to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
The committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the passage on second reading of an ordinance creating the position of zoning officer under the Zoning Administration Division of the City Planning and Development Office. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
May I...
Any objection?
Second.
There being none, the motion is approved.
Mr. Chair, may I request acknowledgement of the proponent so that he can present the proposed ordinance to the body.
The principal proponent is City Councilor Doc Jesse Albius. Please give us the
Thank you,
salient
Mr.
features of that ordinance.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The proposed ordinance is to create the positions of Zoning Officer 4 and Zoning Officer 2 under the Zoning Administration Division of the City Planning and Development Office, defining their functions, qualifications, standards, and providing the necessary funds thereof. As we all know, the City Planning Development Office serves as a technical heart and backbone of the Naga City's urban evolution and governance. The core functions of the city planning is development planning, zoning and land use implementation, monitoring and evaluation, research, among others. Under the present setup, Mr. Chair, for the past several years, under the organizational chart of the City Planning and Development Office, they have the Planning, Programming, and Project Development Division, Research, Evaluation, and Statistics Division, Zoning Division, and the Administrative Division. For several years, Mr. Chair, the Zoning Administration Division tasked with the processing of applications for locational clearances, zoning certifications, rezoning, and reclassification of properties does not have a permanent high-level leadership structure. in the diagram, Mr. Chair, you can see that under the zoning administration, there is no permanent position for the zoning officer 4 and zoning officer 3. So this representation as the chair of the Committee on Land Use deem it appropriate that considering the importance of the job of a zoning officer being the recommending officer for the locational clearance and the rezoning and reclassification, it is a must that we have a zoning officer 4 as the permanent high-level leadership structure under the zoning division. So for section 1, it says, Mr. Chair, the creation of the following permanent positions are created under the zoning administration division of the City Planning Development Office, mainly 1 zoning officer 4 and 1 zoning officer 2. Under section 2, we emphasize the importance of the zoning administration division. Section 3, we identify the functions of the zoning officer 4. In section 4, the functions of the zoning officer 2. And then section 5, the qualification standards consistent with the Civil Service Commission revised qualification standards, identifying the position, the requirements, and the minimum experience being required of the positions to be filled up. And under section 6, Mr. Chair, to address the existing operational bottleneck, processing backlogs, and the risk of institutional over-reliance of a single officer, the hiring of the position shall be on a tiered staffing up approach, meaning, Mr. Chair, as with the concurrence of the City Human Resource Officer, the hiring of a zoning officer 4 is immediate, while the zoning officer 2 shall be post OSSP or the organizational structure and staffing pattern reviewed by the local government of Naga in partnership with the Development Academy of the Philippines. So section 7, you have the salary grades, salary grade 22 for zoning officer 4 and salary grade 15 for zoning officer 2. The funds necessary for the salaries, allowances, and other statutory benefits of the newly created positions shall be sourced from the current personal services, savings of the city government, or shall be integrated into the next supplemental or annual budget of the city. The effectivity of this ordinance shall take effect upon approval, subject to the current personal services ceiling and alignment with the organizational structure and staffing pattern reviewed by the LGU-Naga in partnership with the Development Academy of the Philippines. Those are the salient points of the proposed ordinance, Mr. Chair.
Any reaction or comment? Okay, so anyway, we already approve the motion to on second reading. Yes, Councilor Aris Macaraig.
Just a query on the style, Mr. Chair. It's using the Roman numerals in identifying the sections. Just to be consistent, we can use the number instead.
We will refer this to the Committee on Style. Okay, thank you, Councilor Aris Macaraig. Councilor Mendoza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to manifest my support to this proposed ordinance, considering the load of the existing acting zoning administrator. Kaya paano po talaga mapakarahay na tanganing, number 1, masikaso si mga application for zoning. Number 2, mapabilis si locational clearance. Number 3, masibutan itong preparation kang bagong CLUP and zoning ordinance.
Thank you, City Councilor Mendoza. So, we approved the proposed ordinance on second reading. Next item, please.
Item number 2, Mr. Chair, is the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Gil G. Rosales, establishing a personnel rationalization policy and regulating the engagement of the job order and contract of service personnel in the city government of Naga. May I go to the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
On motion of the Honorable Francisco M. Mendoza, duly seconded by the Honorable Rosales, the committee resolved to defer consideration of the matter and return the proposed ordinance to the proponent for the incorporation of the comments and recommendations raised during the hearing. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
That's the end of the report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, City Councilor Dr. Gail Abunal Gomez. Next item, please.
Next is the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Hilgy Rosales, an ordinance establishing a personal rationalization policy and regulating the engagement of job orders and contract of service personnel in the city government of Naga.
I think that was already tackled in the previous item.
Pending, Mr. Chairman. Refer to Committee on Organizational Development.
We will refer this to the Committee on Organizational Development. Next item, please.
Under new business, item number 1 is a letter dated June 1st from Mr. Richard Rocha, President of LYRR Realty Development Corporation, inquiring on the status of the application for land reclassification of certain real properties in the city of Naga.
Committee on Land Use.
An endorsement, next is an endorsement from the Trimobile Task Force for the transfer of Trimobile franchise.
Committee on Transport.
Endorsement through a routing slip from the City Mayor's Office of the letter of Mr. Alan Riondanga, head of the City Event Protocol and Public Information Office, endorsing the proposed ordinance entitled An Ordinance Redefining the Official Alignment, Extent, and Coverage of Juan Q. Miranda Avenue and Leon Sa Aurios Street, naming a newly opened road within the Balatas development area as Elias Madrid Street, providing for the installation of street names, signs, and for other purposes.
Committee on Culture and the Arts.
A letter dated June 4 from Mr. Joseph Dimabayaw, requesting assistance in expediting and elevating to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the complaint against ESET 28 Operation and Maintenance Solar Services and Mr. Renato Layosa.
Committee on Consumer Protection.
And then other matters.
Next item, please.
Next is a letter from the SEPIO requesting for the enactment of an ordinance or a resolution authorizing the collection of a participation fee of 6,000 pesos from its food and non-food concessionaires participating in the Tagpuan Arts, Music, and Food Festival.
Can we refer this to the Committee on Ways and Means? Next item, please.
Next is the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Hilda Gail Abunal Gomez, an ordinance renaming the Barangay Violence Against Women and their Children, desk under Ordinance Number 2014-029 as the Barangay Violence Against Women, their Children and Gender Discrimination, desk, and institutionalizing the position of Barangay BAU-CG, desk officer in all barangays of Naga City.
Committee on
Committee on Women and Gender, Mr. Chair.
Next item, please.
Next is the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Maria Corazon Peña Flor, co-authored by Honorable Hilda Gail Abunal Gomez, Honorable Elmer Baldemoro, and Honorable Jefferson Romeo Felix, an ordinance promoting responsible digital use, regulating access to social media by children aged 3 to 10 years old, and strengthening parental supervision and child online protection in the city of Naga.
Committee on IT
And children.
or
Children.
Committee on Children? But can we also refer this to the ICT Committee, aside from the Committee on Children? Okay. Committee on Children. Next item, please.
Transmittal from the Department of Interior and Local Government on the Memorandum Circular number 2020-6033 regarding the attendance of 100 National Movement of Young Legislator in the Lee Kuan Yew Scholars to the Face-to-Face session of the Special Executive Education Program for Young Legislator at the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policies.
We take note of this particular item.
Next is the nominal voting.
Councilor Attorney Gil Rosales.
We have one item for nominal voting, Mr. Chairman. May I move to transfer it to nominal voting and approve the same on third and final reading?
Any second? Any objection? So we are approving the proposed ordinances on third and final reading. Adjourned.